These are the top 15 most broken TankTrouble glitches you need to try before they're removed, and trust me, some of these will completely destroy the game. First up, we got the missile wall, shield bug, laser tail, spawn jam, glitched colors, and epilepsy bug are some of the most broken glitches in the game. This is already covered in full detail in the Iceberg video. Feel free to check it out, the link would be in the description. To expand on missile walls, after firing a rocket, it's actually possible to shoot bullets, shotguns, and lasers straight through walls. In the same way, this effect can also be recreated through the use of the booby trap weapon. There's another way to shoot lasers through maze walls, and it comes down to positioning. If you carefully align the laser's pixel right into the corner of a tile and fire at the right angle, the beam will clip through and come out the other side like the wall isn't even there. There's also a second laser bug, but this one's purely visual. If the laser is slightly off from a straight line and you fire it inside a tile, the beam can glitch out and appear outside the wall, making it look completely broken even though it's just the visuals bugging. With enough lag in the game, it's actually possible to push a tank straight through maze walls. When this happens, the tank ends up on the other side, and you can still shoot like normal, which looks ridiculous and completely breaks the map. You can also time your shots so that you fire a bullet right before picking up a weapon. This lets you stack attacks, and it's especially strong with missiles because the missile can perfectly hide the bullet underneath it, making it way harder to see coming. The Gatling gun has its own bug where, after it runs out of ammo, if you keep holding down fire, it continues playing the shooting animation with no bullets coming out. This can lock you in that state and stop you from shooting until you release the button. Another strange one is if you get a shield and push a tank hard enough, the game gets confused and suddenly teleport the tank and putting it in a completely different position. With the missile wall glitch, if you fire a missile into a corner or into a spot where the other side is blocked, the missile can just disappear entirely instead of coming through, like the game deletes it. In Deathmatch, there's a way to exceed the normal bullet limit. If you fire all 5 bullets and then die instantly before any of them hit or despawn, your ammo resets, allowing you to fire another 5. This means you can end up with 10 of your bullets active in the maze at the same time. Now for the honorable mentions, these didn't quite make the main list since they're not full glitches, but they're still interesting enough to show. Shield delete. This is when you shoot a projectile and then use your shield to push it into a corner or tight spot, and instead of bouncing or sticking around, it just disappears. This isn't technically a bug, since the developers intended for projectiles trapped in those situations to be removed from the game. There's a bug with booby traps where sometimes they just don't go off like they're supposed to, instead they stay visible and inactive until someone steps on them again, which can completely throw off timing. Another honorable mention comes from a question we tested. What happens if you shoot a missile perfectly between 2 tanks? Since missiles are supposed to track the closest target, we placed one tank above and one below, then fired exactly in the middle. Somehow, the missile consistently locked onto the tank underneath. This might be because of a slight downward bias in how targeting is calculated, or maybe some hidden physics interaction pulling it down before it locks on. Feel free to let me know what you think is causing this below.